Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Random Encounters, episode 20, I Binge. I'm here with
Q.
Damien.
And I'm Xenodamus. Hope you enjoy. Alright, let's get this started. Who wants to roll first?
Mr. Felice.
You hadn't rolled first in a while, man. I don't know
What?
you
Front of the bus?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Affirmative action.
Why do you make it racist there every time, man?
I'm
It's
like-
gotta be a race thing.
Yeah, I'm like, why we gotta,
We've been over this.
why we gotta do all the desegregation stuff?
I mean, y'all always make me get in the middle, this reverse Oreo crap, man, I'm telling you.
17, we have, is it canon? This was a discussion that came up a little bit that we sort of was like, we need to put that on the list when we were talking about Star Wars and several other things where it's like, this is canon, this is not like Bleach, I think, or Naruto. We had talked
filler,
about.
that.
Yeah, you have so much stuff that's, well, this part's canon, this part isn't.
Especially with all these new series coming out too, like, is this part of the greater cinematic universe?
Yeah.
Oh, and Shadows of Mordor, we came up with that. Like, we remember we were looking at that going, man, that it's canonicalness versus the main series.
Well, hey, let's just leave this up for a bit and let's talk about some Star Wars today. How about that?
All right.
We got a new Star Wars movie coming up soon. I think next year is The Last Jedi or whatever.
I believe it's The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
The next part of that, we're assuming three-parter they're doing for the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Sequels, rebootish sequels. There you go. Like, there goes the canon discussion
Well, yeah,
right there.
that's the thing.
I don't even know what to classify.
We've actually discussed possible gray Jedi and stuff, and whether or not that that's come up in some books and stuff. But is it canon?
Well, when we did the trailer, we talked about that.
Yeah. So.
But it's not a reboot. It's definitely not a reboot. It's
Yeah,
not a full
next
reboot.
three-
Yeah.
No, it's the next three movies.
Yeah, it's a sequel.
Yeah, it's. My big problem with Star Wars, it doesn't really have to do anything with the movies that are coming out, but we waited so long between 4, 5, and 6 for 1, 2, and 3. There were so many books out there, and then Disney gets the rights to the movies and everything.
Yeah.
And all these books that we based games off of them, tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
We wrote short stories for them. We did all kinds of stuff just off of the books.
I think there's still a game out, a Star Wars online game, isn't
yeah,
it?
there's tons of stuff out there. And a lot of it, they have references to the books that were written. But, now that Disney's doing the 3 new movies, that's not canon.
Yeah.
I
mean, the Knights of the Old Republic games were awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I tell you, since they take place before the current movies, are they canon? Could they be canon? Like you said.
I'm pretty sure Disney announced some of the stuff that they said wasn't, because they pretty much announced everything, and then a couple of things they came back and I think they said, this is canon. If I'm correct, I'm not a big Star Wars fan as you, so I don't want to miss.
Basically, to my understanding, they pretty much threw out all the books that were written. Now, Knights of the Old Republic, that's the last I heard that was still canon. But I mean, you've taken 20 years of culture and stuff and just tossed it out the window.
Yeah, I mean, well,
now
okay.
my second question was that I know that they own the rights and everything, but when it comes to canon, George Lucas created Star Wars, and he went along with all the books that were written. So why do they get to say that's not canon?
Well, tell me this: which is canon? Han shooting first or Han shooting second?
Fuck you.
That is actually very important to me, actually. Well, I mean,
as Disney said, which is canon?
They probably have, man. I'll say no. That seems like the kind of question that people would have thrown at them.
Yeah.
There's probably entire channels devoted to Star Wars that have already had that discussion. But basically with Star Wars, the canon, like you said, there's still games out, like, that are being played. So I am curious how they, like, are those going to get completely rehashed, or are they just going to go alternate universe? Because that's the real reason I wanted this stuff to be on there, is that you see sometimes they'll go, this is canon, and other times they'll go, this is an alternate storyline. I kind of wish they'd have kept the other part as an alternate storyline, but I guess they said we don't need that conflict. I can see it as a business move. Instead of cherry picking, they decided to just rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as that goes, you know, they couldn't really say it was an alternate universe or anything like that. I mean, there was some really in-depth stuff in these books, man. They created what happened after Return of the Jedi, and they just created that world, and everybody saw it.
I liked all the alternate Force traditions. I hate that they're gone, because there was all these not like other groups that weren't the Jedi that were really interesting, and not a bunch of a-holes like the Jedi.
Right.
So like I like them.
Okay, so as fans, how you feel about some of the stuff that you absorbed as a fan, being told that that's not worth anything anymore?
I ignore them.
Okay.
I ignore them. I do what I want to do. I believe what I want to believe. I read the books I want to read. You know, I could care less. Now, when I watch the movies and see how good they are, you know, I can incorporate that into how I feel about everything. But to me, 4, 5, and 6, that's Star Wars.
All right.
You know, that 1, 2, 3 crap. Yeah, that was just some. let's give you some history that you didn't really need to give me.
All right.
You know.
With me, I understand the move. I mean, I'm not trying to be one of those guys that gives George Lucas a hard time.
Yeah.
But I felt like so much material came out that it had gotten needlessly conflicted. You know, there were parts that people, like, it seemed like there was almost contradictions. So I can understand them going, we're not going to try to pick our way. You know why? Because you can't please everybody. Somebody's going to go like, wait, but you're keeping book 19 but not book 20? So they just said, throwing out all the books, we're rewriting it. I'm just hoping they bring back Star Killer. That game was awesome, and pulling it, that is to be what I want the Force to really get up to, but then I'm also, you know me, I'm a power gamer.
Yeah.
I like the idea of pulling starships out of the sky.
All right. Well, hey, guys, if you guys have any comments on what you think about Star Wars canon and stuff, throw it in the comments. We'll discuss it with you. Interested in knowing what you guys think. All right. Let's go ahead and roll the next die. See what else we get.
Saving the best for last.
Google.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Dang it, I'm doing that for me.
Oh, that's so close again.
2 is sequels. So
Weren't we just talking about sequels?
we were.
We've got a running theme here going.
I know. So,
All right, I'll start this off. I have not seen the new Star Wars sequels, but I haven't heard anything really great about them. So,
Well, there's even a them. There's one.
yeah, there's one.
well, let me.
there's
There's
also
Rogue One, which was a prequel,
That's
but
a
it's
sequel.
a sequel.
Well, it's a sequel to you because you only count. no, it's a prequel.
No, it's a prequel.
That's right. It's a prequel still because it came in between 3 and 4.
Right,
It's
so
a
it's
sequel
still,
to the
it's still,
prequels?
yeah, it's a sequel to the prequels.
It's a sequel to the prequels and a prequel to the ones that count.
To the prequel to
It's the only movie, the Holy Trilogy. But I haven't heard a lot of great stuff about them. But you know, that's the ones that's really on my mind because when I do watch them, I kind of want to have good expectations about them.
Well, and this is, sequels in general. I mean, a lot of times it seems like I've seen movie franchises or good movies destroyed by sequels because something is popular and they're like, oh, that's really awesome. We got a lot of people that really enjoyed this stuff. Let's let's milk this and make 10 more. You know?
And worse, they
An
mess up the
excellent
original
example.
storyline. when
Yeah.
they do it.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, this is not good storytelling, but an excellent example of that's Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween. You know, they made a bunch of movies because the first one was really, really popular, and then they made a bunch more, and then they just got stupid.
I will stand
Yeah.
by Friday the 13th too, because that's actually the real movie where Jason gets brought in.
Yeah,
that was a great sequel.
The Friday the 13th series 1, 2, and 3 were my those
yeah,
were my
the first
top
three.
ones.
Definite mentor.
Well, I mean, every once in a while they'll still milk one of the Friday the 13th.
Oh,
or,
yeah, they're-
or you know, Halloween or whatever, because it's like you said, the originals were so good that we still remember them and we still get suckered in by these sequels that we know are going to be disappointing.
Halloween H2O.
Yeah.
That's not. Don't. Now, on sequels, the biggest thing when it comes to sequels to me is that I feel a lot of sequels aren't necessary. I wish they would just go with a new story in that setting, you know, instead of trying to just drag the original. A good story has an ending. I believe that fully. A good story has an ending. Roll with the new freaking story, man. You can go back here. Just like we're talking about Star Wars, you can go back to the Star Wars universe, but maybe not be about Skywalkers for once. So like maybe show someone else.
Well, no, like you said though about the ending though, and that almost brings up almost a different subject, but sort of along the same lines, and that's the fact that there are movies that are really good out there that they leave things open just in case they get the opportunity for a sequel, and then they never do, and it's like, man, this is so good, but this will never be answered.
And so it then makes it an incomplete story, and then it fails. It does it in video games too, because sequels doesn't just mean movies. Recently, a pattern with video games is everybody wants a trilogy. So you'll get a game, and you'll be enjoying the game, and you'll get a craptacular cliffhanger. Or they're going to do it with DLC. That was the one thing I didn't mention about Outlast 2, because I don't want to spoiler.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of people saying that clearly they're going to finish this story in DLC, because they don't really do it in the game. And that's a new thing. People going, here's a game. We're not going to put an ending on it. You're going to buy this ending later as a sequel.
Yeah.
Or DLC.
And see, that's irritating too, because I mean, Mass Effect did 1, 2, and 3. That was great. Knights of the Old Republic only did Knights of the Old Republic, and then Knights of the Old Republic: Revenge of the Sith. There was no third game that we were expecting. They just turned it into an MMO.
And both games were complete. At the end of
Yeah,
Knights of the Old Republic 1, I did
you
not
can
feel
do-
like
yeah.
I didn't get a complete game.
You can do sequels without having to have an incomplete story.
Right.
That is not. We've done it before. We've seen it in the past. There's no reason that you can't give me a complete story.
Just don't leave me fucking hanging there, waiting and waiting and waiting, and you never do anything with it.
Oh, it was really bad because that anime and manga can do that a lot.
Oh,
Where
manga.
they're like, we're going to stop at
anime.
this big-
Anime is the biggest problem because anime is notorious about only getting one season and stopping at cliffhangers.
Like Aesthetic of a Rogue Hero.
Yeah.
Amazing anime. And they don't, like, they leave you going, what's going to happen next? And we still haven't seen anything. And I'm just like,
Yeah, I'm eventually just going to buy the light novels just so I can know what happens.
do the light novels keep going?
To my understanding.
Oh, crap. I need to get the light novels, okay? All right, Mr. Zeno.
All right, yeah, let's. That was a weird roll.
I was just watching the one that's like right here. I was like,
10, which is binge watching, which we sort of discussed in our perception check with. Yeah, I know I'm notorious for binge watching, but with Into the Badlands, you know, recently, still mad that I only had 6 episodes. But hey, season two, and now season 3 has been announced. So.
I'm kind of mad because I only had 6 episodes too. X-Files.
Oh yeah, the new X-Files. Yeah, you binge watched that. So.
Yes, I did.
I like binge watching. I like just being able to sit down and get a complete story. It's like a movie, but with so much more, you know?
Yeah.
Here's the problem for me with Western shows. Like most of the stuff on Netflix, other stuff, Western shows tend to manage to get a full episode going. But with anime, you almost have to binge watch because they're really prone to sometimes giving you very little an episode. You need like 4 or 5, just like we're doing Attack on Titan season 2. We're literally not watching it because we want them to complete the season, so we can just.
Some things are made where you don't have to binge watch them. Like to me, I like Doctor Who, but Doctor Who is episodical, I guess is the term enough, that you can sit down, you watch one episode, and it's not that big of a deal that you have to go and watch the next episode unless it's a 2-parter or something. Where a lot of shows like the Marvel stuff and
Marvel wasn't too bad until Legion. Like, oh man,
Legion! Oh my god, I wish we just would have binge watched that because I think it would have been a lot better.
Yeah, like waiting in between episodes with a mass amount of confusion in between each one, just going. But
you guys, you accuse Zeno of being impatient, and I don't like watching a series 1 week at a time. I don't like to do that. Whenever I want to watch, I mean, if I'm interested enough to watch a season, I want to watch the damn season.
Yeah.
You know? It's like like last summer or something, we were watching NCIS, and we binge watched, 5 seasons?
Yeah. Well, over the course of
it wasn't in one day, of course not.
Yeah.
But we just like every day or every other day or so, we were just watching.
We watched 3 or 4 episodes at a time.
I mean, just trying to get through. And we got to like season 5, and then we just kind of, I can't do this.
I've made the mistake of over binge watching and getting sick of something. So I usually try not to go past the season.
Yeah, binge watching a season is really good. 2 seasons, not so bad. Like I binge watched Penny Dreadful. I've binge watched 2 seasons of that. I still haven't gone back to watch the 3rd season yet, though, because 2 seasons was enough, and then I needed a break, and then I'll come back for the 3rd season eventually. I've just got so many other things on my plate right now that I need to watch that I haven't gone back to.
I haven't finished One Piece almost solely because of the fact that it's a 700 plus episode
Oh God,
series.
yeah, dude.
And what you like about it, it's an anime, and it's really popular, but it's the kind of thing that you cannot tolerate consuming too much at once, or you will start to hate it. And every time I go back and I watch like 70 episodes in a row, I don't want to look at it for like a year. I gotta just stop. But then another 100 episodes comes out, so I'll never catch up. Because I go on huge like strikes, and then it just piles on episodes, and I'm like, oh man.
I mean, you're still trying to watch Naruto, aren't you?
No, I finished Naruto. I just skipped the entire middle. The Ninja War started, and I found out the best thing to do is just watch the last few episodes of the Ninja War. And you know what? I missed almost no story. That's the sad part is I'm just going to skip these last 4 episodes. I don't feel like I missed barely anything here. That's sad. That's how much filler was in there.
Yeah, but yes, I enjoy binge watching. I've always enjoyed binge watching, and I will continue to enjoy binge watching.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
That's why Netflix is great because they tend to bring in whole seasons, man. I'm loving my
membership. We were talking about you like something so much you consider buying it. I bought the X-Files.
Yeah.
Because that's just, that's my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I'm going to buy season 2 into the Badlands when it's finished. So
we're going to binge watch it.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Google. Roll me a D20.
Rolling a die with 20 faces. The result is 1.
You bitch. Now we can say everyone at this table besides him has rolled a 1.
Everybody, even Google, has rolled a 1. Wow.
Oh God.
So we got to do something horrible.
Yeah, something horrible. That's a 1 this time because we couldn't think of anything, so we're just like, let's just put something horrible. We'll just do
all right. We'll jump back onto something we started up earlier. We brought the subject up. Let's make it uncomfortable. Outlast 2. Rape and child molestation in video games is apparently becoming a thing. It is a recurring thing. How do you feel about that? I mean, is it a shock value?
I told you when we were talking about it. I can't. It makes me so angry. Like I get so angry. Like when I've stopped reading manga because.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I've had manga where the character, and you're not sure if it's gonna, and I'm just like, I can't.
There was that one manga. I mean,
that.
sometimes I can get past it, but it's really hard. Like rape is one of those things that I just cannot tolerate, and I think that somebody that does it should die after having their testicles split open and prodded with pine cones and
Pine cones.
I think they should die in a fucking torturous way because there is no excuse for that.
But
shit.
since this is the one, I've got to now, unfortunately, do the opposite. But you don't think it's a narrative tool that can be used to forward a story?
I understand it as a narrative tool. Just say this person got raped. The end. That's all I need to know.
I mean,
I'm still stuck on the fact that he just, said all rapists have testicles.
Well, no, I'm not saying all rapists have testicles. And I mean, technically, okay, they're their sexual organ, whether it be internal or external.
I had a reason for that. It wasn't to pick on you.
Okay, and I'll also admit, a woman raping a dude doesn't seem to bother me. I've watched Futurama and Snoo Snoo, and it was hilarious.
the mind is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. Best line ever. Zap Brannigan. I was like,
Oh,
all right, that's the best line.
That's two horrible things.
Well, you know what? You're up now. We've done ours. We've been terrible. I just double advocated for rape as a narrative tool. What do you got, buddy?
I may let you have that one.
But that isn't how rape works. You don't let me have it.
you make them have it.
Oh. But no, I mean, it's become a lot more prevalent in the media. I've seen it repeatedly. I mean, Outlast did it before, and was it Whistleblower, where the guy basically is carving up men and making them into his wife. But the second game, really emphasizes it a lot more.
Well, I mean, you speak of rape as a narrative. I mean, we had, Tomb Raider that did basically rape as a narrative.
I definitely implied it heavily in a lot.
I never
they
played
did it. I
so.
saw the porn.
Well, yeah, we know all the porn.
And theirs is horrible. There you go.
There we go. Thanks for letting the world know where to find that. But what's sad, though, is that the game set it up enough that the porn just seemed to be like a deleted scene almost.
Oh.
I feel that while rape is real, and therefore it is something that you can't pretend doesn't exist,
Well, definitely.
and child molestation, I feel as a narrative tool, it should only exist if it is literally the plot. I don't like it as just a shock value thrown in. I mean, if you got a game about somebody that got violated and them getting over it, or them seeking justice, and that's the whole thing, then it's a vital part of the plot. But if it is not really vital to the plot, it isn't really necessary. Not because I'm trying to deny that it's a real thing that happens. It's just, it is distasteful enough that, like Zeno said, it makes me go, like when I was watching Outlast 2 playthroughs, those scenes made me stop paying attention to the game and kind of turn away and kind of do something else. And I was just got to get through this, man. And then it kept coming up, so it kind of soured my experience. By the time that I got out of horror and got out of submersion and just went, ugh, how many times are they going to do this?
Yeah.
Because it's that upsetting a subject for most people. It can actually break submersion because like you just said, you made it very personal. That's what happens. It gets really personal as you go,
Yeah, it does.
man, my feelings about this are now overruling this story narrative.
Well, and I mean, I guess a lot of it is too, I grew up in a small town that was, and I had a couple of friends who had been raped by relatives in my school. And, I mean, we wanted to go kill them. And we almost did. I mean, that's the kind of, and the effects that it had on them have stuck with me to the point where, I think about those past acquaintances that
I've had an acquaintance I remember that once expressed something similar. That's as much I'm going to say on it. But, like, when I heard it, I was just like, wow, okay, that's really messed up. And you're just like, so it should be, I think, necessary only. And I know this is odd coming from us, because we're usually like, hey, man, you know, realistic, but don't throw it in for shock value, because that's poor taste.
Yeah,
It really is. Throw it in there if it's an absolute necessity, but it really, if you can avoid it, it's a game. It is still a game. It is still a game. You don't really want to...
To me, alluding to it is possibly, I mean, enough shock.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my opinion. So,
There you go.
And that was horrible.
That is
It was
definitely
very
something
horrible. Like, you made me have feels.
I know.
Brought up terrible memories. I'm sitting there going, like, I remember that time I got told, wow.
yeah,
Some
dude.
haunted eyes.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah, thanks, Google. Hey, Google. Fuck you.
I'm sorry you feel that way. If you'd like to report a problem, you can send feedback.
And with that, we'll end the show. Yeah, feedback, though. Comment below. Let us know what you thought, your comments. If there's any topics you want to see us add to the list, drop them in there. We'll be glad to do so. Also, down in the description below, we have links to our social media, Facebook, Google+, Twitter, Patreon. All that's down there. And, of course, we'll continue to add to it as we get more. So just keep an eye on it and check us out. Tell your friends and keep watching. Thanks, guys.
I have nothing horrible to add. That was terrible. That
No,
was so terrible.
I think we're just going to end that one.
Yeah, there's nothing to add on. It's just like, that was horrible. See ya.
Yeah.
That was an excellent something horrible, though. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Like, just like, well, all right, let me just bring this up. Bam. And I like the way he's just like, oh, just, by the way, pine cone. Pine cone.